Hello, rugby fans, and welcome to the Alberta Women's Premiership Provincial Championship, where we are going to see a showdown between the Calgary Hornets and the Edmonton Leprechaun Tigers, also known as the LTs. And this year, you're actually in for a treat because you're going to have a brand new champion. Last year, of course, the Rams beat the LTs in the provincial final. This time, the LTs are going to look for a little bit of a rebound, while the Calgary Hornets are going to look to win their first championship in a couple of years. In this matchup, you have the LT's starting lineup, who is number 1, Michaela Gibbon, number 2, Katie Nadeau, number 3, Stacey Becker, number 4, Tessa Hiller, 5, and also your captain, Molly Stetsko, 6, Liz Steele, 7, Clara Ingrington, 8, Mackenzie Push, 9, Kim McCarthy, 10, and also another one of your captains, Mackenzie Thomas Roberts, 11, Alana Fiddies, 12, Christy Sargent, also known as Sarge, 13, Lorraine Bonneau, 14, Maddie Brown, 15, Emily Randolph. Whereas across the field, lucky to be in this provincial championship, is the one and the only number 1, Savannah Coulson, number 2, Peyton Swager, 3, Apple Ryan, 4, Sydney Batchwinski, 5, Annie Borsko, 6, and your captain, 6, not your captain, but featured photo on the Hornets Instagram, is Lucy Finson, 7, Cassie Jorgensen, 8, Sydney Woolbaum, 9, Izzy DeLuo, 10, Gabby Opry, 11, Kayla McLean, 12, Eden Wilson, 13, Maddie Tomato, 14, Mel Kiva, 15, Kate Knight. And what I should have promised before then was I apologize for any mispronunciations of names. And we are, of course, underway. We're nearly a minute and a half in, and it took me forever to go through those rosters because that's what happens when you have to read 30 names. Nonetheless, I'm Allie Anderson, and I am going to be in your ears for the next 80 minutes. Lucky you. For this Alberta Women's Premiership Provincial Championship here in Leduc. It's a wonderful day. We're supposed to hit a high of 23, but it's 4:09, so it's cooling down a little bit. Slight breeze in the air, and the LTs are actually heading into the wind, if you call it wind. Whereas the Hornets have it on their backside, and both teams are playing it out wide. Katie Nadeau takes it off her leg, so that's clean. No knock on, and teams are playing the ball as quickly as you can. Mackenzie Push takes it in, offloads to Liz Steele. We do have a couple mothers on the field. That's Liz Steele and also number 10, Mackenzie Thomas. And I missed Tessa Hiller's number, but she was also a mother, so great representation of mothers on this field, and it's really quite wonderful to see them still able to do what they love in every moment they can. We are going to have a scrum down here for what I believe was a knock-on. And we have a great team of officials as well lined up for everybody today. Got to get all this out of the way, you know. Referee Steven Kanesevich. I don't know how to say his last name properly, but that's the way it is. I know that Steven is a very great ref, and well-deserved for him to be reffing this provincial final. His ARs are Daniel Rose and Jennifer Bordeaux, and their number 4 is Sandy Nesbitt. Little kick out. Randolph is going to try and get her hands on it for the green, and that ball's going to go out for a Hornets throw-in. Hornets line out. It's been a busy day here. We just saw the Calgary Saracens win over the Edmonton Pirates in the Div 2 Provincial Championship. So lots of rugby action, and you can see that as it's standing room only here at the field. LTs once again with control of the ball. Thomas Roberts, or Roberts Thomas, is going to take it in, and then we got Lorraine Bonneau on a great little run, and she's just going to dance around everybody. But great ankle tackle there by who I believe was number 11 for the Calgary Saracens, but it's not going to matter too much as Steele is going to take that into the try zone, and she's going to get the opening try. But I do want to call out Kayla McLean with a great little ankle tackle there that paid off in divot ends and almost shut down any advantage that the LTs had here. And it's going to be Randolph for the LTs with the conversion kick. Here we're 5 minutes into the opening frame of this 80-minute matchup. That kick is going to be too low and too far for Randolph to convert, so it is going to be no conversion kick for the LTs, but they still lead 5-0 thanks to an effort from number 6, Liz Steele, who is, of course, an expert on the rugby field, former Pandas rugby player. She even won a national championship back in what I believe was 2012, so a long time. You can tell that, I'm not trying to age her or anything, but you can tell that she's been around for a long time, and you can see that in her speed. And Hornets are going to get this underway. Number 12 is going to go for that kick, and that would have been Wilson. LTs are going to hang on to the ball. McCarthy is playing 9 for the LTs. Hiller taking that into contact. And Randolph's going to go for the kick. She doesn't get a good boot on it, and that's going to be picked up by number 15, Knight. And Hornets are now going to play it out wide. Easy pick and go, but it looks like we have a little bit of a knock-on as Tumato was not able to get that cleanly into hand. And LTs are going to reclaim that ball, and we're, I think, losing advantage on that knock-on as Steele takes it in, offloads it to Gibbon. Randolph going for another kick. She's going to find a little bit of open space and make Knight work for it to get back. And LTs really closed in there in a little bit of a triangle hunting action with the three of them, and no Hornets were back, but it's going to be returned by Knight with McCarthy picking it up. And McCarthy tries to go for the kick over, and it was blocked this time by Knight, who gets the ball back, and now the Hornets are away with it. And Fitties is going to make the tackle. Hornets are going to make their way through hands. Number 12, Wilson, with the ball in hand currently. And we're going to have a tackle. Can't quite see what the call was, but nonetheless, it's a penalty, and the Hornets are away with it with the quick tap. Trying to get the LTs on their back foot. And now to number 2, that's Swagger. I wish my last name was Swagger. That's fantastic. Instead it's Anderson, and everyone spells it wrong. Hornets with the ball here in the LT's yellow danger zone. A little bit of a warning for them, and it's going to be another penalty for the Hornets. Hornets are pushing now here, knocking on the golden door, hoping to put this one away. LT is standing strong on the defensive line. And somebody was able to get a little bit of a sidestep there, but hard to read the numbers when they're this far away. And nonetheless, it is a try. Don't know who from, because... sorry, not releasing. It's actually a penalty. Oh, and we have a ball boy who kicked a ball out as well and almost got clotheslined by the sideline But he's good to go. Everybody's fine. He's trying to get that extra ball. But it was a not releasing penalty, so it ended up being the LT's ball. Chaos everywhere here, keeping everybody on their toes. It's all moving too quick for all of us to keep up with. And we got another penalty. It's going to be Hornets ball this time. LTs are going to make the tackle. In the LT's yellow zone. Not good for them, as they're going to want to really shut down this defensive line. And Hornets now moving it through hands. This is number 10, Gabby Opria. Once again, apologize for any mispronunciation of names. It's not my specialty. You'd think it would be if they asked me to do this, but it's not. Push takes it into contact. And we're now getting it out wide to Gibbon. Gibbon offloads it to Sargent. Sargent gets it out wide to number 11 for the LTs, who I don't remember who that is. Alana Fittis. You would think that over the many, many games the two that Alana and I played together, I would recognize her, but clearly my LASIK surgery did not work. And we're going to get a little bit of a maul off this line out. Hornets are going to end up successful with it. I want to take a guess that that's Collison taking it into contact. Number 10 gets it out. Opria gets it out to her back line. And we got a lot of contact happening here. But nonetheless, Hornets hang on to the ball. Taking it into a wall of bodies was Wilson. Deluzio is moving that ball quickly out in the 9 position. And a little bit of a pop back inside for the Hornets. And Deluzio now is going to take it in as the scrum half. 9's in, so I suspect that we might see a little bit. Oh, we don't. We got a little secret 9 there in Kiva. And Kiva's now just going to take over the scrum half position for the Hornets as they regroup. And they're going to move that out wide. However, referee Steven sees that they're not making the ground in which they wish that they had, so he's going to call it back to advantage. Finson takes it into contact. Finson out to Opria. And we are going to have a not releasing call once again. This time, possession of the ball is going to switch. It's going to be an LT ball. Looks like Randolph is going to go for the kick for touch. And she does, and that goes straight out of bounds. Somebody's going to have to retrieve that ball as a new one is brought into the sideline for an LT lineout. Lots happening so far in the opening 13 minutes of this matchup. LTs lead 5-0 after an early try from Steele. Of course, a misconversion limited that lead. And now we're going to go back and we're going to redo this line out. Something didn't go to plan, and that's okay. Sometimes in life you get second chances, and that's exactly what happened here. But it was a switch of possession. I suspect it was not straight on the throw, and we got a hands in, diving in, so LTs get the ball back cleanly. Thomas to Sargent. Sargent takes that into contact. McCarthy moves it to Benoit. And LTs are having a hard time as they're getting pushed back. Hornets are really coming up hard off that defensive line. Clara to Brown. Brown's able to hold on to that. Good support there to secure that ball. McCarthy to Hiller. Hiller takes that into contact. McCarthy getting to these breakdowns quickly to Gibbon. Sargent. Mess of bodies that I can't see through. Everybody makes a better door than a window. Fittis. This is really battling, trying to get to ground, and it looks like she eventually does. LT secure the breakdown. Sargent. She's going to drive. Oh, no, that's Gibbon. Sorry. Number 1 prop. Looks like there may also be something on the field, but I can't tell what it is. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that, but maybe it's just my eyes playing tricks on me. We're going to keep playing through it. Can't be that big of a worry. They were right near it. Hornets ball now. They're going to move it out wide. Kiva. Kiva's going for a bit of a run on this outside. She gets it off to Tomato, which I really don't think I'm pronouncing correctly, and I want to apologize for that. Number 6, Lucy Finson takes it into contact. Apria. Gibbon tried to get her hands on it, but high tackle, so it's going to be called back. Wilson is going to go for the kick from the penalty spot. And right out for a touch. We're going to move our way down the field.
You can't see me, right?
So far, fast-paced game, and it's exactly what you would imagine in the provincial final between these two teams. I believe that it was a 27-25 win for the Hornets earlier this year at the LT field. So LTs are looking to bounce back from that, and well, the Hornets are trying to continue with their win streak over the LTs. And by win streak, I mean literally one game, but one game's still a streak if you look at it correctly. That's a tackle there by Nadeau. Number 2. And we got another penalty here. LTs are going to go for the kick. Randolph. And she's going to get that straight out. No question about that. So another line out. It's going to be prop Gibbon, who is throwing the ball in. LT's, of course, on the other side of the field did have a not straight line out, so that was unfortunate. Ended up giving away the ball. But that one's going to be cleanly picked up in the air with push. Looking like a skyscraper. And we got a bit of a maul. Who's going to come out with it? And it looks like it was actually turned over. Hornets were able to be aggressive enough and get their hands on that ball, and that is not what the LTs need to see if they're going to maul. Hornets going away with it now. And a misplay. We got a knock on, so we're going to play advantage. Thomas Roberts going for a run. Robert Thomas. I know her as Kenny Thomas. She has a hyphenated name. Don't remember which way it is. LT's really making some quick ground here, pushing the Hornets back into their wasp nest. And a great offload to Hiller. Stetsko to Gibbon. Gibbon finds a hole with speed. Oh, and she tries to go for the little pop to Stetsko, and unfortunately Stetsko can't get her hands cleanly on it. It looks like it was a bit of a knock on. Hornets back with the ball now. And now we have number 11, McLean, that went for a long run to gain their ground back. Unfortunate situation, however, though, that things aren't going to turn out in the way that they want to. And it looks like actually the thing that was on the ground may have been Gibbon's shoe. So she's going to put that back on. Long time to be running around with a single sole. But she did it. I can't imagine how many times that foot was stepped on. And we're getting some water out on the field while Gibbon put her shoe back on. Lucky enough. And it's going to be McCarthy who's putting this ball in. So we get play resumed here midway through this first half. 5-0 LTs over the Hornets. Not binding quite quite correctly, making sure everybody's safe. We're just going to have a slight pause here before we get underway once again. Pretty evenly matched scrum as push comes off the back of it. Sargent got a little too ahead, so she wasn't an option. Thomas goes for the back play to Beno. Brown, Fittis. Randolph finds some space on the outside, and she's going to go for the kick and just hoping that somebody's chasing, and it looks like Fittis is. She going to get there first? No, she's not. That's going to be picked up by the Hornet Knight, but somebody ended up with it again. Fittis jumped on that loose ball, but it's going to be blown dead. And gonna have a penalty here, Hornets advantage. Believe that's Opria that's going to go for the kick. And that's going to clear the touchline into the crowd. Did see a little bit of a splash come up, so maybe somebody got their beer hit. Unfortunate for them. It is a busy sideline today as well. Standing room only. So everybody's on the edge of their seat for some fantastic rugby here in Leduc, Alberta. Throw-in caught cleanly in the air by Borosco. And Brown is now going to catch that kick, get it to Randolph. Randolph looked like she was going to run right back into a wall of Hornets. But referee Steven was able to save her from that fate. And it looks like, I believe that was Jorgensen that took that one into contact. And along the outside, we got lots of speed from McLean, and she is going to be able to put that ball down between the posts, get the Hornets on the board. We're now all tied up midway through this first half of rugby. 5-0, thanks to McLean's clean run down the sideline. And it looks like Tomato, number 13, is going to be the kicker here for the conversion. And that kick is no good. So we're going to remain tied at 5 with 18 minutes to go in this opening half of rugby with the AWP Provincial Championship on the line between the LTs and the Hornets here in Leduc, Alberta. Lots of back and forth play that is happening on this field. Not really giving any options for either team to break through, but they're trying their best.
Go Hornets, go!
And Randolph is going to get this ball back under play. It's going to squeak through on the ground, looking to clean it up. And Jorgensen is going to take that into contact with the LTs coming up. And LTs Steele and Sargent are going to work together to push the Hornets back even deeper into their own end. But it's going to be cleaned up as Tomato kicks that out of harm's way, and it's just going to roll out of bounds. And Fittis tried to go for the quick play. It was knocked down, but unsuccessful. Somebody, I believe, was there in time. I believe it was McLean that maybe knocked that ball down. So no quick play actually available. Actually, it's going to be a penalty. Would you look at that? It's a penalty instead. It's been a long time since I've been on the pitch or read the rule book. McCarthy go for the tap. She's going to give it to Gibbon. Gibbon takes it into contact. Hornets quick to get to that ball. And hands in is what referee Steven is going to call. And it's going to be push that takes the ball out. LT's making quick work as Clara is able to make even further ground. Hiller. Another LT ended up picking that. And LTs are just going to pick, I believe that's Gibbon this time. One after another, going both ways, and the LTs are back on the board, responding in a very positive way. Perhaps Steele got that one as well. As she gets up with the ball. 10-5 LTs, 15 minutes left in this opening half. The LTs back on top. Great work by the LTs as their backs went for some good strong runs to get some ground before their forwards are able to put it away with quick little picks off the rucks that were just too much for the Hornets to handle. And that one's going to be good by Randolph, so LT's lead increases. 12-5, 15 minutes remaining. Wilson's going to get play underway with the drop kick. It's going to drop down, and Sargent's not even able to clean it up. Randolph is able to get her hands on it, though, deep in the LT zone. Hiller. Kathy to Thomas to Nadeau. Nadeau's going to get worked a little bit there, but able to get it. McCarthy to Steele. 2 tries on the afternoon so far. Sargent's going to go for the chip kick, and instead that's going to go right on out, moving the LTs further up the field. And you may be able to tell, but fans are saying nice kick. It's going to be Hornets ball, however, with hooker Peyton Swagger with the throw-in.
Let's go, Hornets! You got this! Let's go!
Ball's up. Not straight, but it is going to be played on. Kamado picks it up. Hornets bringing it into contact. DeLuzzo playing 9, and somebody went for the kick there. I believe it was Tomato. Unfortunately, it was blocked by an LT. So LT's get it back, and it looks like Fittis is going to go for a run down the sideline. She's able to stay on her feet. Tomato gets to her and brings her down. Did the LTs get there in time to secure that ball? And it looks like they haven't. I think perhaps Wilson ended up picking up that ball on the far end for the Hornets. And we're going to have a scrum down here, but it's going to be a Hornets ball. Deluzio to put this one in. And ball Falls in. DeLuzio gets it out to the Hornets' backs. They're going to run a little bit of a DSP to the wide option, number 13, which is Tomato. But we are going to hear a whistle, not releasing. LT's with the advantage. Push, takes it quickly. McCarthy to Gibbon. Gibbon takes it into contact. Secured by Stetsko. And we're going to get a knock on. Likely on the LTs. Not unfortunate contact. Not where you want to be making a mistake. Perhaps getting a little hot-headed as you get closer to that try line, the golden zone. And we're going to have Veloso putting this ball in once again for the yellow and black. LT's really driving those Hornets back. But it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. Because it ends up being the Hornets getting tackled McLean out of bounds. LT's for the throw-in. It's going to be Gibbon once again. LT's knocking on that try line door. 10 minutes to remain. 12-5 in this opening half. It looks like a few things went wrong. Hornets ended up with the ball here. That's going to go over, and it's going to go back over to the LT side. Confusion as to who's going to pick it up. Nadeau and McCarthy, but Nadeau ends up picking it up between the two LTs. Roberts-Thomas takes it into contact. Gibbon now with a good drive to Clara on the flank. She's going to place that back. Everything's good. Everything's secure. Fittis to Bonneau. Laura Bonneau is going to keep driving her legs. Hiller goes for the pick. Somebody's got to get over. The LTs do secure that ball. Push goes for the quick pick. And now we got a little bit of a mess. Somebody has touched it down for the LTs. I think maybe it may have been Stacy Becker or maybe Clara. Somebody's being celebrated and it's not entirely clear, but all I know is the LTs are on the board again. 17-5 over the visiting, traveling LT Hornets. It's a long day in the sun. Bonneau is going to be cleaned up along with her counterpart from the Hornets, Sydney Wollabum, who may have had a little bit of a head knock between the two when they went into contact around that area. So they're just going to be cleaned up while Randolph gets ready for this kick. And Randolph is going to put that through the uprights and increase the lead. 19-5, LTs, 8 minutes remaining in the first half of rugby of this AWP Provincial Championship. Of course, LTs are trying to bounce back from their loss to the Calgary Rams in the final last year, whereas the Hornets are looking to get back on that championship trophy, as I believe the last time they won was 2023 over the LTs. LTs have been in this AWP Provincial Championship consistently since 2017, which was also coincidentally the exact same year that these two teams met as well. They met consistently for about 5 consecutive years. Of course, there was a COVID break in there, with the LTs winning every year until more recently. So a little bit of pride on the line between these two teams. There are some players on both sides that were in a few of those matchups over the years. So it's not all fresh blood. And we'll see if this ball goes 10, and it does eventually roll over. However, we are going to call it back for a scrum at half. And McCarthy's going to have the opportunity to roll it into the green. LT is definitely looking like the more powerful pack in all these scrums. Robert Thomas to Sargent. Sargent's going to go for a big run. Of course, she is a former national team player. It's been about 10 years since she's been on the national team, but she was at the Women's World Cup, or the Rugby World Cup, as it is a gender-neutral term now, back in 2017. And she decided to come back, play another season this year. Love of the game never dies. McCarthy taking some contact off the back of that ruck. Robertson Thomas is able to take that in. Thomas. Brown, Sargent, who is actually a hooker by trade. On the field, that is. Instead, today she's playing 12. Hiller, Stetsko. LT's really taking control of this ball right now. Thomas. Fittest down the sideline. Kathy getting to every breakdown. The Doe gets spun around. Hiller takes it into contact. Ball secure. Kathy plays it on the ground to Becker, who along with Steele was a part of that 2012 Pandas national team win, and Fittest. And we got a sub, number 23 for the LTs is now on the field, who put great pressure on Kiva on the sideline, and the ball ends up going out to touch, I believe, off Kiva. So it's going to be an LT line out with Gibbon throwing in. LT's really still controlling the ball here in the last 4 or 5 minutes. 4 minutes remaining in this opening half. Ball is up. Push gets her hands on it. And LTs are looking to go for another maul. Last time they went for a maul, they were stripped. This time, they're successfully taking it down to ground. I believe Stetsko maybe has it now. A large group of people. And referee Steven is going to blow that one to a close. Actually, it looked like Finson got up off the ground with the ball in hand for the Hornets. It's going to be Hornets ball. They're going to want to clear this out. Not wanting to let the LTs get on the board again with 3.5 minutes remaining on the clock. If it lines up with referee Stevens' watch, who knows? But hasn't been much stoppage, so I suspect that it's pretty close. And Hornets. Just a little bit of miscommunication between the hands and the brain. Tomato knocks that on, and it is going to be a huge advantage for the LTs right in that red zone. Looks like they're within that 5 meters of the try line, and LTs have so far looked a little bit stronger between these two packs, so should be interesting to see what ends up coming out of this, if they're just going to try and drive through, or maybe Push will try and take the pick off the back. I don't see the LTs wanting to risk it going to hands, but you never know. What do I know? Not much. Push is keeping it in. LTs are trying to push it over, but it looks like they're getting no more ground, so Push decides to take it herself. McCarthy ball on hand. She's going to get it out wide to Brown, who gets it to Fittest, and Fittest is going to touch that down. Another golden try-zone touch. LT's lead now increases 24-5, less than 2 minutes in this opening round, and you could just see the exasperation there on the Hornets as they're trying to regroup after this one. as the LTs increase their lead to 19. So not exactly what you want to see when you've traveled this far for a provincial title. And it's going to be Randolph setting the ball up on the tee again for a conversion kick. It's a little bit of a combination of everything that I maybe predicted. And Randolph's kick is no good. We do also have an AT out for the Hornets, so time is going to be off now, as she is tended to. We'll see what comes of this. Hornets, of course, will have the ball to kick off. Rugby's a little bit of a ruthless game. You know, you get scored on and you got to give the ball right back to the team that already just scored on you. So, one of the many things that we can say you love about it. Football, the team that just got scored on gets the ball back, kick towards them. They get a second chance. Rugby, they say you have to earn it.
Yeah.
Wilson is going to get this game back underway for us. Time's back on. About a minute left on the clock. And that ball is going to go 10. It looked like they went for the short kick. Trying to get Jorgensen to get her hands on the ball. She almost did. It almost worked out successfully. So the Hornets wanted the ball back in their hand. However, it ends up being a knock on. It's going to be an LT scrum on their 10. We're having a bit of a conversation between the front rows and referee Steven as we wait to get underway. The clock that we can see has now reached 0. But of course we don't go off the public clock, we go off the one on referee Steven's wrist. LT's pushing back. McCarthy to Roberts, Thomas, Sargent. Sargent's going to take that into contact. She's going to pop it to Thomas. Thomas gets it to Randolph. Randolph is off to the races, and she gets taken down. Sub number 23 is able to secure it. McCarthy gets in there quick to Brown. Brown sees a bit of a hole that she's able to squeeze through like nothing. She keeps her hands on the ball, and she has made terrific ground. McCarthy gets it to Steele, to Hiller. McCarthy, Nadeau, Stetsko. Stetsko takes it into contact. Clara is staying on her feet, but she is getting pushed sideways and now being pushed back by a strong Hornets defensive wall. Roberts, Brown, sub number 23. Yes, I do not have a name for her. Maybe I will by the second half. I'm not entirely sure, as things are not guaranteed in life. But we have a penalty, I think, for a high tackle. So it's going to be LT's ball within the Hornets 22. Steele's going to go for the quick tap, perhaps. She's going to wait for Becker and Stetsko to set up with her in a little bit of a pod. And Steele takes it into contact. She's got support. McCarthy goes for the little bit of a switch with Push, who finds the hole. And is she in? She is! We have another person in, and that is Mackenzie Push. And you know what? Number 23 is Taylor Barrett. So now we got a name. Let's see if I remember it. But Push puts the LTs on the board again, 29-5. And I suspect that this conversion kick will be our last play of the half. It's going to be Randolph. Really hope that none of these sound clips are used, because not exciting. Not exciting. Exciting on the field. Not exciting for your ears. Randolph getting ready for the conversion. And it is what they say is good. Randolph adds another 2 points to the board. That's 31-5 LTs as we hit the halftime mark here in this AWP Alberta Provincial Final here in Leduc. We'll see what comes to us in the closing 40 minutes when we return. Give your ears a break of my voice, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Hornets are going to get this one back underway. Our score clock is down by the looks of it, so who knows what time we're working with. I also don't remember the score because it's been so long in this breakage of time, but I do know that Wilson is going to kick this second half off for us from center. Ball is up. And Claire is going to get that one in the air, and a great tackle by Jorgensen, who came quickly off that line to take away any space Claire may have had. Push, takes that into contact. McCarthy gets that to Stetsko, who takes a few quick steps before getting tackled. She's going to place that back cleanly. Randolph is going to kick it downfield. That's going to be caught almost in the air by Knight. Knight's going to go for a run, however. She's got lots of space. Doesn't quite find the hole. She gets taken down. But Hornets have the ball back in hand. Looks like Jorgensen to Wilson. To a number I'm on. No, Jorgensen's right there, but that was Kiva who ended up with the ball at the end. But we're going to get called back instead for an LT's scrum down. LT's have looked a little stronger in these scrums. They've tried to go for the mauls a couple times as well, which they're 50-50 on. Hornets did a great job of stripping the ball in one of their opening mauls. Kathy puts the ball in. She's going to get it out to Robert Thomas. Going for a little bit of a DSP. Sargent was calling for that on the inside switch. Unlucky. Instead, Bonneau, I believe, may have been a little bit ahead of the ball. So it's going to be a forward pass, and we're going to have a scrum down for the Hornets. Beluso to put it in for the yellow and black. I would like to once again, as we start the second half off, apologize for any mispronunciation of names. I am no way a professional at this, if you haven't been able to tell already. And big push by the LTs, and they're going to earn that ball back. Hornets just couldn't get it out through the 8-foot quick enough, with the LTs really putting a lot of pressure. They have a lot of expertise in that scrum, lots of U Sports experience, and you could tell. Gibbon takes that in. McCarthy to Thomas Roberts. Thomas? Sargent, nonetheless, with the ball. She gets that just barely off to Fittis. Fittis has a little bit of a run-in with referee Steven. Gibbon offloads it. And we got lots of bodies, and Hornets end up with it. That is Finson taking it into contact. To Opria. Opria takes that one in. Tomato. It gets absolutely demolished by Becker, who takes no prisoners on that one. And that's maybe a bit of a momentum shifter there for the LTs. The momentum was kind of already in their hands with their lead. Deluzio getting the penalty underway. She's going to just give it to a bit of a pod. Who's going to push it out? Brzezinski. And Wilson not able to connect with her hands as it goes backwards. So still good. Hornets hang on to it. Pushing it out wide. But LT's coming up hard on defense to close any gap they had. Take away the space. Brzezinski. And a slow motion tackle ends up being played advantage. So we're going to go back a little bit for a high tackle. Opria going to go for the tap. Nope. She's going to give it up to Deluzio. And Hornets are now going to try and push it out wide, find some holes, but LTs are just taking away anything that may pop up.
So what I'm going to do is I have someone that's going to update you on the score that's going to be here to make sure that our stream scoreboard is correct. But it's 31-5 now, and you guys got it.
And Jurgensen tried a little bit of a switch, but ball goes forward, so it's going to actually end up being an LT's scrum down. And LT's with the advantage here. It is, of course, 31-5 for the LT's here in this provincial final. Unsure how much time is left on the clock. I suspect that we're only about 5 minutes into the second half, so lots of time here for the Hornets to close this gap. And unfortunately, the score clock being down means I have to do some mental math. Sargent trying to work with Fittis, but unsuccessful as they're going to pass that ball straight out of bounds. Hornets are going to get the ball back in hand. And putting this up is Apple Ryan. But we're going to have a slight delay. Referee Steven didn't really like the gap between the two forward pods, so he's going to have a conversation, but we're back underway. That ball's going to go straight to the back end. Steele and Collison kind of battled it out. And instead it's going to be a scrum down. Hornets with the ball. Deluzio. And Hornets just going for the crash ball. I believe that's Wilson that's taking it into contact. Hornets secure that ball with good support. Kuczynski takes it in. And not liking the release on that one, so it's going to be penalty advantage for the yellow and black. Kuczynski gets a big hit from Becker once again. Those are two big noticeable hits that Stacey Becker has laid out. She's more of a Bees person anyways rather than a Hornets person. Oh, good tackle by the LTs, who are just trying to get the momentum staying on their side as Jorgensen gets taken to ground. Ball's being called over to the far side of the field.
Don't worry about it. Even if the ref says stop time, when he does this, that means he's stopping the time. Yeah, for injury and stuff. And then when you hear, I can try to. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a line out. Gibbon is going to get that up to Nadeau, but referee Steven not happy with what he saw because it was not straight. So instead, we're going to flip possession over to the Hornets, and we'll have a little bit of a scrum. Still 31-5. Not a whole lot of action in the second half so far. Mainly we're playing between the two 22s, middle of the field. Hornets trying to come back. Teaser trying to hold on. And Hornets scrum down. Silence is awkward, isn't it? And Hornets are out now. Getting it out to their backs. Playing a nice little in ball. Jorgensen. It's McLean that took it into contact there. Kiva on the outside. She tried to go for the grubber as she was put under a lot of pressure from Minot. Instead, that ball gets kicked out of bounds, so it's going to be an LT ball here on the sideline. Gibbons going to restart the play on the sideline. And that's going to go way over everybody's heads. Cleaned up at the back by Collison. Collison gets it off to her teammate, who ends up giving it off, and Nadeau ends up with the ball. And I believe that's been Minot, who had to maybe have a little bit of a jersey switch due to a little bit of a blood incident in the second half. And McCarthy going for a run as the scrum. And Stetsko absolutely gets blown over by the Hornets' defensive line. However, referee Stevens going to call it back for an advantage. So it's still going to remain LT's ball here. Lots of speed by Gibbon, who takes it into contact. Hits a Hornet wall. And somebody puts it down to increase the LT's score. 36-5 now in this provincial final. Couldn't tell you who it was. There was just a mesh of bodies. It could have been Stetsko. It could have been Roberts Thomas. It could have been Gibbon. Could have been Nadeau. There were options. Nonetheless, LT's on the scoreboard again. 36-5. Of course, Randolph has an opportunity to increase that lead by another 2 if she's successful with this. It is a hard angle to make, though. Randolph with a great kick as that one makes it through the uprights, increasing the lead 38-5 for the LTs. Randolph had the win on her side with this one.
Hey guys. 38-5.
Wilson is going to give the ball back to the LTs. It's a ruthless sport. You get scored on, you don't get to keep the ball. It's not football, it's rugby. You earn the ball. Wilson decides to kick the opposite direction in what she does. Nadeau takes it into contact. Good speed from the Hornets to close all space. Roberts Thomas. And we're going to get a bit of an advantage. LT's away with it. Becker taking it in. She's going to drive through, make some ground. Stetsko. Sargent. Sargent may be the oldest player on the field. Of course, the LTs have a large age gap, and Fittis is going to go for the chip kick to get by. She wasn't going to be risked being tackled out. Of course, she plays for the Canada Ravens in Rugby League, so she has lots of experience under her belt as well.
You know David Beckham, the famous baseball player? That's a joke.
Looks like McLean maybe took that one into contact. Hornets with the ball. Wilson with the kick, but LT's get it back. Randolph to Roberts Thomas, to Brown. Roberts Thomas goes for the loop. Instead, Randolph ends up with it. She gets taken to ground. Steal, Stetsko. Stetsko into contact. And we're getting lots of bodies being thrown around in that far end. And an advantage is going to be called, so we're going to have a penalty. LT's with the advantage. McCarthy with the quick tap.
We do the same thing.
And that ends up resulting in another try for the LTs. Looks like Clara is the one to touch that one down. It was just hard work on looping on those outsides for the backs before a mistake was made by the Hornets defensively, ending up in a quick tap and an eventual score try. That's 43-5 now for the LTs here in this second half of the AWP Provincial Final between the Hornets and the LTs. Randolph has another difficult kick ahead of her here, though. She made one on the last try from a similar position, so we'll see if she's got the same magic in her boot as she did the first time. And unfortunately, that one's a little low. So she's going to go back. No extra points on the board. 43-5. LTs. Of course, earlier this year, it was only a 2-point game, with the Hornets ending up being victorious in that one, 27-25. So a little bit of a different storyline this go around. LT's kind of dominating this one. On the scoreboard, that is. I wouldn't say that it's quite reflective of the play on the field. Wilson's going to get us underway once again. And ball is up. Brown has a hard time collecting that one, but she does. Goes for a run down the sideline. Beno takes that one into contact now. It's a lot of leg drive from the LTs as they take it into contact in every moment. But a miscommunication, and Wilson's able to get up and push them back even further. And referee Steven is actually going to call us back for a knock-on, so we're going to see a scrum. Instead, looks like it's going to stay in the LT's hands. So unfortunate break for the Hornets, who looked like they were trying to string something together. Instead, they're going to have to play some more defense. LTs are having a bit of a conversation as to what they are going to pull out of their back pocket for this one. They are in their end. And Push is just going to take that one off the back, but she gets tackled quickly by the flank on the far side. Clara. Stetsko goes for the little bit of a pop pass out to Gibbon. Takes it into contact. Roberts Thomas. Number 10 getting taken to ground. Sargent to Beno. Great hands. Able to scoop that one off the ground. Opria, though, is equal to the task with the tackle. Steele gets taken down. Finson with that clearing one, and Fittis goes for the kick, and it's going to stay in, but I do hear a whistle, so we'll be getting called back. Offside for the Hornets, so rough break. No, we can't predict the future, so who knows how that would have turned out. Randolph instead is going to kick it from the spot. No, she's going to go for the quick tap. Unbeknownst to us. Fittis along the sideline cleans it up. Some LTs there to secure the ball. Clara with the A little bit of a pop to Stetsko, who's able to squeeze on through. Oh, but we have a knock-on. I don't know if that was from Stetsko or perhaps when it was coming out of the ruck, but nonetheless, it's a knock-on, and it's going to be a ball to the Hornets. Number 9, Deluzio, is going to be the one to put it in.
Line them LTs!
And LT is absolutely firing back on the Hornets. Push is able to get that in a great position to take off. The Doe gets taken down. And we're going to get it played for advantage. Ball's going to come back in the LT's favor. Stetsko. Piles over Finson. And Clara now with the ball. I believe that was Ryan who made that tackle. And it looks like the two are kind of feeling it, but they are back on their feet. No, sorry, that is Hornets sub number 17, April Urin. And Randolph took a little bit of a rough blow there. Needs a little bit of a stretch. At this point in the game, it is a lot of minutes that they're putting on their body, so you might need some water, some pickle juice, a little mustard to help with those cramps, and it looks like that's what we're dealing with here. So, stop. The clock is going to stop on the referee's wrist for this quick little break as players look after themselves, get a little bit of a hydration break. It is still 43-5. The only team to get on the board this half are the LTs. I believe the last time that the Hornets were actually on the board was in the opening 10 minutes when McLean was able to tie it up at 5-all in the opening frame. However, they haven't had much luck in the danger zone for the LTs in order to finish it off and find that golden zone. And we're going to get back underway. LTs, of course, are seasoned veterans of this provincial championship with their name on that trophy plenty of times, including a 3-peat. It might have been a 4-peat if you include the COVID break. Haven't been as consistent since that little sickness that went around, but they have been consistently in the final. And that's Aren that took that one in for the Hornets into contact. Hornets trying to hang on to this ball. They got a lot of field ahead of them. It is flat, so luckily there is no uphill section. And ball still goes backwards there for Patel, so that works out. Hornets are really being pushed back. Although they're keeping the ball in hand, they're being pushed back into their own zone, so they're going to want to clear this out, and that's exactly what happens here. And we almost had a bit of a collision between Fittis and Roberts Thomas, but everything was avoided there. That may have been our biggest hit of the afternoon if there wasn't a slight brush by. I know my heart stopped. I don't know if yours did. Everything's good, though. Everybody's still on their feet. And that, kids, is why it's important to call for the ball. But not only call, but listen. And that's just a lesson in life. Listen to those around you. It's a very valuable skill. Hornets ball. LTs once again showing their strength in the scrum. Push comes off the back. And another advantage. So Hornets are just giving up penalty after penalty now, trying to hold on to this ball, and it's really not going in their favor. McCarthy gives it to number 19 for a sub for the LTs. Cathy gets it to Gibbon, who does a little pop to Steele, who comes by like a steam train to touch it down, and Steele has had her fair share of tries this afternoon, but this time really making it count, increasing the score 48-5 here with unknown time on the clock. But I suspect that we maybe only have about 10 minutes to go here. But Randolph is going to get another try or another opportunity for a convert. It is a difficult angle, so we'll see what comes out of this.
So, but only if she makes it 48-5. If she gets it in 55. You want me to zoom out a lot? Are you on Paul or are you on me?
Something that I find really wonderful, and I know I mentioned it early in the live stream as well, is the number of mums on the LTs. I believe there's 3 or 4 of them. And they're all starting. They're all out there still playing, and I think it just shows that you can keep doing the things you love.
48-5.
Even if it is high physical contact and things. It's really just a wonderful story to see them all come back within the last year or so to continue to play rugby. And Randolph unfortunately missed that kick, so it's going to remain 48-5. About 10 minutes remaining in this provincial championship. LTs were looking to bounce back from a disappointing loss last year to the Calgary Rams down in Calgary. And I would say they've done it. I would say that they have made their stamp on this game. And ball's up. Claire's going to catch that one in the air. And Hornets somehow able to gather that one back out. They're going to want to use this. Opria. Collison. May have been tackled, but tackled in a positive direction for her fate. And look at this as Brzezinski is off to the races. You gotta love it when you see a forward got some good speed. Takes it on her own. Vincent going for the quick tap. Hornets trying to move as fast as they can as they are now in the yellow zone. Clara trying to rip that ball out of the hands of the yellow and black. Baczynski gets the ball again. She's going to take that one to ground. Hornets working together, going for these quick picks to gain a little bit of ground as they get closer to that golden zone. They want to end this game on a high. Another pick. Pushed back by Steele. Hornets are now going to try and go wide. I believe that may have been Finson that got the ball there. Opria takes that into contact, number 10. And they're going to swing it back the other way. Sub Patel now on the field in number 16. Making some good work in some tight contact areas. Chinsky to Tomato. Oh, and Knight had found a hole, looking to offload it though. An unfortunate knock-on occurred, but it's okay. It's going to be called back for advantage, more in the middle of the field for the quick tap for the Hornets. LT's really having to stand the line right here. Hornets are buzzing. Opria getting closer. Is she in? Still not quite there. And we are going to have a time off as referee Steven is just going to have a conversation with the touch judge. And that is, in fact, going to count. That is going to be a try. Hornets add another 5 points to the board. It's been a long time, but 48-10 is now what we're going to be looking at here. Positive note for the Hornets as they get closer to the end of this match. It's going to be a difficult kick to make, though, but you got to have a little bit of faith, because what if it does all work out? Another important lesson in life. You got to listen and you got to have a little bit of faith, because what if it does all work out? It's going to be Tomato. That's going to go for this conversion kick. Let's listen, shall we? Oh, it was a phenomenal line, but just not enough juice behind it. So we will remain 48-10 LTs. Less than 10 minutes to go. Eight minutes, as we've just confirmed with the AR who walked by.
8 minutes, LTs. Let's go. 8 minutes.
We're all working together. It's a team effort, not just on the field, but on the side as well. Randolph. And ball is up. Deep, deep kick. Slicing through the air. Wilson. Lots of speed coming in on that one. Nope, sorry. That was Tomato. Took it in. And I believe not releasing, so it's going to be a penalty in favor of the Hornets. They're going to get a free little touch here. Patel getting her time to shine. Jorgensen pushes it out to Kiva, who's a Calgary player. She's able to keep it in and get it back out to Jorgensen, really walking that line. Excellent footwork and handwork by Kiva along the sideline. Great offloads that are coming together here for the Hornets. However, one of them just happened to not work out, and it ends up flipping back to the other side. Deluzio, oh, nope, sorry, that's Knight on the back end. He's feeling some contact that she took. Hornets absolutely buzzing right now, keeping the ball in hand, pushing the LTs back onto their heels. We're going to get another advantage here. LTs are going to have to go back 10. And Berchenko had a great run. However, fortunately, I think she made too many movements on that one. Oh. So it is going to be flipped back to the Leprechaun Tigers. Fun fact, the Leprechaun Tigers were actually formed when the Leprechaun Rugby Club and the Tigers Rugby Club combined. Later on, they also then invited the Coven, which was an all-women's club, to join. But it never became the Leprechaun Tigers Coven. It stayed the Leprechaun Tigers, but the women's side has been very successful over the past 10 years. So yeah. And because you don't want to go around saying that you're part of the Leprechaun Tigers, you say part of the LTs. And we've now hit delusion on this live stream. That's what happens when you talk to yourself too long. It's going to be LT's scrum. Yeah, deep in their 22. They're going to want to clear this out. We have less than 8 minutes remaining on the clock. LT's leading 48-10. Sargent takes that one in. Randolph tries to clear it. And big block. But it looks like everybody's okay. They're staying in. Incredible block. Absolutely no fear. And Hornets are going to move it out wide. Vincent taking it in. Patel moving the ball out to Opria, to Kiva, to Knight. Knight's all alone on the outside. And he gets ripped of the ball. However, we're going to play advantage, so we're going to go all the way back for Hornets. And we taking a bit of a break here for a little bit of blood. Berchinsky, who made that incredible block, may have made it with her face. So she just needs a little bit of medical attention with a little bit of blood. Wouldn't be a rugby game without it. Hornets swarming the hive. And that is going to be a try. Hornets back on the board once again. Making that gap a little less, 48-15, about 5 minutes left on the clock. Not going down without a fight. Is always respectable in this game. Tomato is going to go for the conversion kick again. And ball is too wide, unfortunately. 48-15, LT's lead, less than 5 minutes to go in this Provincial Championship with for the highest level here in Alberta, AWP. LT's rebounding for their loss in the final last year against the Calgary Rams. And we're doing a bit of some subs here. Getting some younger players onto the field for the LTs. Just delaying our return to play, but Randolph is going to get us underway again. I'll tell you more stories, but if I'm honest, I'm just kind of out of them. Oh, unfortunate in the air, but it did go backwards from what I could see. But it's going to result in an LT, no, a Hornet scrum. My bad. Rosio put the ball in. Hornets really being outpowered on these scrums. LT's get it again. And that's really made, I think, a large difference here, especially in the second half, is just the stamina of strength between those packs when they meet in the middle. Kathy to Stetsko. Clara. Fittis. Sargent. Sargent's going to elect to take that one in and go for the offload to Bonneau. Bonneau with the fancy footwork. See some crossovers, some little goose steppy things. Opria, though, tried to take that in. Referee Steven didn't like what he saw, though, so it's going to remain in the green hands. And we're getting another sub. I believe that's Yolanda. That's going to be coming in for the LTs. And Liz Steele, who has had at least 3 tries on the afternoon, is going to make her way off, a veteran of the game. She's also a part of the first Ravens team for Team Canada to go to the World Championships about 10 years ago in Australia. She was a part of that inaugural team, so it just shows that she's been around the game for a long time. And the average age of this LT's team is high, especially I think in comparison to the Hornets. So you can see that expertise as the game has gone along. Kathy to Fittis. And it was looking to be a beautiful play coming together. Not sure if that was a DSP or perhaps a Rangy that was coming out of it. But it sucks when you're just too fast. You're too fast coming through the lane and overrun the ball. Anyways, it's now the Hornets. See what they can do in the final minutes of this game. And that was a little too poignant. A little bit of a downward drive. Jorgensen is going to go for the kick over top. Who's going to clean it up? It's going to be Randolph. She's going to have to weave through some players before deciding to go in. Kathy to Fittis. To a young sub. And they're going to kick that one out. It's going to go to touch. And it is going to be game 48-15. LTs take the championship once again back on top. Edmonton reigns champion here at Leduc Field for this AWP Provincial Championship. With what was an excellent effort. It looked like it was going to be a much closer game when we opened it, as the score was tied 5-5 early on before the LTs really found their streak, eventually increasing the score to get to half 31-5, and Hornets not able to find the board again until late in the second half, where they found a couple tries, but it would not be enough by the end of the day. LTs will etch their name on that provincial championship trophy for another year. And the Hornets will be buzzing for another chance next year. And I think based off the effort that we saw here and the young talent that they definitely have a high chance of Being that. Calgary also has a strong division down south, and you're seeing the uptick of performances there, as they had to battle the Rams, who were the reigning champs from last year, in order just to get here, and they did. So lots of valuable rugby being played here, and you hope that it only just continues, and having a Div 2 provincial championship now being consistently played as well is only going to allow for the game to grow. But I'll let you enjoy the handshakes for a little bit before we get to trophy ceremony. And it's an exciting round of applause, as one of the great things about rugby is the team always comes over and acknowledges the fans for their effort for coming out. So we just witnessed there with the LTs and their passionate side. Standing room only. Lots of families celebrating as well on the pitch with the LTs. See some bottles of champagne or Prosecco being cracked open on the side on the celebratory line. We're just waiting for the Hornets here to join before we have our trophy celebration. Trophy presentation will get underway shortly.
I guess it kind of.
Still just waiting on the Hornets to come up and join for the jersey presentation, having a conversation between each other. But we're just too quick to set up the trophy presentation. Doesn't take much. Only a little A-frame sign is needed. And the Hornets are going to walk over here to cheers from the crowd, a little bit of acknowledgement. And we'll start off with player of the match.
So for the LTs, our player of the match
number 4 from the LTs is recognized as the player of the match. So that's Molly Stetsko. The player of the match is getting a nice Wolfpack jersey for a recognition of their effort. And number 13, Maddie Tomato, is recognized as the Hornets player of the match.
Congratulations to the Hornets on a and with a huge effort this afternoon, non-stop for 80 minutes. Congratulations to our 2026 Alberta Women Premier Champions, the Left Tigers.
Captains Molly Stetsko and Mackenzie Roberts-Thomas to accept the trophy for the LTs. Of course, we can't leave here today without acknowledging the effort of the Hornets in which they put forth. Hard fought. And there you have it. Yeah, the Leprechaun Tigers are your 2026 AWP Provincial Champions. Once again. Until next time, rugby fans, good evening. Bye.